G'day guys, today I'm here with Hacene Baleh. Hacene's got a very interesting career history. He's worked from aeronautical engineering, precast concrete, concrete additives, concrete technologies, remediation, waterproofing, structural and civil. I had the blessing of catching up with Hacene. He's just returned from Dubai. We had a really nice conversation, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to share with you guys, I guess, what developments we've got in other parts of the world. So what really impressed you in your time with Dubai and you thought they're doing great with over there?
Okay, good day everyone. Thank you for having me today, Stan, and it was nice coffee this morning though. Yes, I came back from Dubai yesterday morning, as a matter of fact. When I first landed in Dubai 3 months ago, basically the first thing that struck me is basically the scale of the buildings, how big is the city. Something that I wasn't used to here in Sydney. Of course, that's Australia is one of the most beautiful countries. Sydney is the most beautiful cities. But when you get there, you see a different kind of beauty. You see scale, you see uniqueness of the buildings as well. That's probably the main thing, yeah.
There you go. How do you think Australia can learn from some of the things you saw in Dubai? And also, I guess the first question, we'll cut this bit out actually. How do you see Australia currently in the future comparatively to Dubai?
Australia definitely is on the right track. Australia, as we all know and we are proud of, we're trying basically to fix all these little issues so that we make the industry move in the right direction. It's highly regulated, which is a great thing, and we need to keep doing things like that to minimize all the issues in the industry. Basically, we'll just keep working on that sense.
So seeing regulation is a good thing?
Regulation is a good thing, but not too much. As you over-regulate it, as you over-regulate the industry, it tends to cripple a lot of companies. It tends to make things harder, more expensive. As long as we regulate it in such way that people do the right thing, that's all that is. Of course, over the years, we can always adjust the regulations, but we are on the right track at the moment. Yeah,
that's great. What really interests me, what were some of the systems and products they use over there that we don't see here that we could really adapt and I guess would help us?
Yeah, I think
construction.
Yeah, I think this is probably the first thing that I noticed when I was going to sites. I've gone to a lot of sites, and I was involved with different projects in Dubai and Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. The system they use there is for basement. Basically, the whole region is built on sand, and there is very high level of the groundwater. So they don't use piling systems. They more use rough slabs in there. Rough slabs, they're between 2 meters to 3 meters thick. They use structure, basically slab, columns, beams, and then in the middle they use thermal blocks. Thermal blocks, these are basically just like blocks, but they've got styrofoam in the middle for insulation. I guess it's thermal
acoustics.
And acoustics as well. And they put a bituminous sort of membrane, spray on membrane, and they use cladding afterwards. Every building there, it's either glass or cladded. You can't see any exposed concrete. Here in Australia, for instance, you see a lot of buildings there, exposed concrete, natural concrete. It's beautiful anyway, but in Dubai there isn't anything like that, including bridges. They're all protected, coated. Yeah, bridges they look so beautiful in there because you don't see exposed concrete.
Really interesting.
Yeah. I think that this is because of the high humidity and heat. Heat increases accelerates the deterioration of concrete because of chloride in the air. So they need to minimize the chloride ion diffusion into the concrete matrix. So they have to use cladding, or they have to use coating, or they have to use
multiple to decouple.
Or multiple, yes.
So it's not just the concrete cover like we rely on here.
No,
they're relying on physical barriers.
Exactly right. And as far as waterproofing, for instance, I've seen a lot of projects in there. Say, for instance, here in Australia, if you use shotcrete in below ground, you just use shotcrete, and shotcrete is waterproof.
Yep.
You use the waterproofing system. In Dubai, what I've seen is there is shotcrete only to hold the soil, and then they pour something like a 450 to 500 thick in situ wall on site,
Wow.
and they trap either a waterproofing system or they use a crystalline product in the concrete in situ wall. So they use a double system, sometimes triple system for waterproofing. In the construction joints, they use injectable, they use swellable, they use PVC. Honestly, I've seen projects for 25-year warranty, they use 5 to 6 waterproofing systems in there.
Wow.
Water stops, yeah.
I think that's really interesting because with the 2025 NCC coming along, dry basements are going to become more common. So that's interesting what you said about the shotcrete. That would be almost your blinding layer, membrane application, subsequent wall in front.
Yeah.
That kind of system might be something I guess we're going to start to see in the future in Australia.
Yeah. I've asked the question about whether the cost is going to be blown so much, but they say, yes, it's more expensive, but we know that we get the 25-year warranty for sure.
There you go.
Because if one fails, there's always another one that's gonna be there. But when you think about it, to get to your 25 years, the outlay at the start would be, honestly, it's not going to be comparable if you had to go back
every 10, 15 years.
That's exactly right.
2 rounds of repairs retrospectively, we all know the cost is astronomical. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hacene.
Right.
Anyone interested, Hacene will be around at our Construction Connect talks. Always a wealth of information. I really enjoyed picking his brain. What started off as a short coffee ended up me picking multiple aspects from remedial to structural to concrete additives. We had a great talk. So I was also on LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out to either of us, but I can't tell you somebody that has more knowledge about concrete mixtures. I've dealt with them a lot over the years. Certain engineers, my Department of Defence jobs, but Hacene really impressed me with his knowledge inside out on concretes. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the future.